episode 72. I'm John Congdon.
I'm Tony Rucco.
I'm Rich Carrubba.
Talk Bowling is proud to be bringing you the latest information from the bowling industry, bowling tips, and updates on the largest internet bowling website, bowlingball.com.
When you say that, it almost sounds like a song in my head.
Yeah, I have a tune behind it.
Because you flow with it so well.
In my head, there's a tune. Those of you who remember our old counterpart, he stumbled over it all the time.
We're often 4 or 5 takes deep.
Yeah, not
So-
anymore. Not anymore.
You
All right,
guys
so
you guys will be on CNN before
maybe.
you know it.
Maybe. All right, if you're tuning in, if you missed the last couple episodes, we have Rich Carrubba with us. We're going to be shooting some episodes with Rich. He does all of our articles and video content on the website. We are very pleased to have you with us and in the offices this week. It's been a good week, except he got a little bug, so his voice isn't that crackly.
Excuse the voice, folks.
That's right. And I'm going to ask Rich a question again and put him on the spot a little bit because I'm a troublemaker. In your opinion, Rich, is the caliber of bowler on the PBA Tour today better than the caliber of bowler when you were out there?
I think the best way to answer that is to understand that the challenges are different.
Okay.
Years ago, in the 1970s, for example, I can speak accurately about that. The players didn't have to manage their equipment near as much as today. The challenge was to keep your game under control, to play the lanes, and the strategy of overall general competition. Whereas today, the bowlers have to manage their game, stay well tuned up and bowling well, plus learn how to integrate different bowling balls into their system of competition. So it's a little bit more of a complicated process today. So I tip my cap to the good bowlers on the tour today who have to do that, because it's easy to get things inside your mind to keep you from performing your best. Is it me or is it the bowling ball? But on the other hand, once you have the combination working and you're making good deliveries and the ball is striking at will, and believe me, the firepower today is amazing with these bowling balls. And it's not just the bowling balls; it's the surfaces you bowl on. Much different than 40 years ago. The surfaces are better; they're easier to predict. They have sophisticated lane machines to apply ratios of oil patterns. That once the bowlers learn how to play on them, they kind of can get an idea on what equipment to bring in. So it's the challenges are different, but I think the top players today and the top players years ago were all excellent shot makers, all have great skills. I think years ago there was a lot of really good bowlers in addition to the Hall of Fame bowlers. So the overall strength of the tour probably was a little deeper. But right now, I see some tremendous players out there, and I'm always impressed when I go to the tournaments and I watch them bowl.
I think we talked about it a little bit, but did you hear anything about this year's World Series? How they brought a guy in from the Howard Stern show?
No, I didn't hear that one.
It was a marketing ploy. They contacted the Howard Stern show because they knew there was a guy on their staff that bowls, but he bowls league. He's your typical league bowler, and everyone on the show was talking. To people that don't know bowling, it's a joke. You're throwing the ball at some pins. It's easy. They don't look at the top players as being athletes. So they invited Scott the engineer out to bowl in the World Series, and he ended up second from the bottom. He got his butt whooped. I think he ended up averaging about 170 for that tournament.
Sure, I think anytime you compete against the world's best, regardless of what it is, tiddlywinks, volleyball, anything, you got your hands full. Because people train their whole lives to get as proficient as they are. So you have to respect the top players, and there's no doubt that today we have great representation on the tours. And even in the megabuck tournaments and the great amateur tournaments around the country, you see marvelous talent.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. Well, we will get into question of the week. This question is from Martin. My question is, which is better after several months without rolling a bowling ball? To immediately see a coach to get appropriate training, or practice first to build a little confidence, timing, and then visit a coach? My concern is that if I wait, I will pick up another bad habit or two while getting back into the groove. If I go immediately, I will be awkward and maybe out of time and not learn as much or as quickly, but I feel it would be easier for the coach to help fix my problems while I am fresh returning to the lanes. Was a scratch bowler trying to get to that next level, a consistent competitor.
I like how you actually read the
Well, he typed the so I thought he should get it.
Okay.
You got it.
All right, and luckily this question comes when we have amazing coach sitting with us. So, from a coach's perspective, Rich, what would you suggest?
Well, it's interesting you lay off several months. Usually scratch players won't lay off bowling that long, so there might have been an injury.
Sure.
So if there was an injury in this case, or physically, you want to make sure you protect yourself. And if you do go and try to roll a few games, before you bring a coach with you, make sure you can warm up properly. It's amazing. Excuse me. It's amazing how you can get your timing back more quickly than you can the feel of the bowling ball and releasing the bowling ball. That usually takes the longest to get your hand action as consistent as you want it to be. The timing, walking through your approach, you can do that in a few games and get fairly well back in synchronization. But I would think that you want to bowl a few games first and then bring your coach into play. Otherwise, he's got to wait for you to warm up and go through the ABCs. You want to make sure you spend your money wisely. I don't recommend long layoffs, even if you don't like to bowl during the summer months, as example. Try to get down at least once a week or once every other week and bowl 3 games. If nothing else, keep your hand in the ball, get the feel.
Yeah, I completely agree. And if he's talking about more on a, if your question is more, should you go through a few weeks of practice first? I don't know if I'd go that far. I think I would do what Rich said. I would get down there, loosen up, get your timing back. You can take years off, and when you have good timing and when you're a scratch bowler, it's the old saying, it's like riding a bike. You're going to get your footwork back really quickly.
How about you, John? How do you feel about that?
I have no clue.
No clue?
I'm going with the coach.
Yeah, your footwork's going to come
We
back.
don't want you to take time off. We want you to bowl.
That's
We
right.
want you to enjoy yourself. Having a coach is an excellent thing to do. You don't need to have a coach every day or a series of lessons. Sometimes that's overkill, but I think periodically you should have one there if you're working on a specific thing, if you want to get to the next level.
Right.
And a coach is a good guide. He's a talented pair of eyes. You want to build your own team. You want your pro shop operator to be on your team. You want your coach to be on your team. Maybe you have other people in your inner circle, and create your own personal bowling team, so to speak, that can help get you to the level you want to be.
And like he said, you don't need a coach every step of the way. The last video shot we did, Rich happened to be there and pointed out just a couple of small things for me to work on. So I'll work on that, and then somewhere down the road maybe I will find you again.
Biggest thing about coaching is not to overcoach. Give somebody a chance to come into one or two things, to identify one or two things that they can work on, and over time improve those things. And then you add a technique change or something as you go. It's real easy to say, well, there's only 16 things you got to work on here, and then the person's so confused, nothing gets done.
I agree.
Yeah.
That's my problem. When I try to give tips, it's too many too soon. But that's just me. All right, we're going to talk about Bowlingversity a little bit.
All right, we talked a little bit last episode about how we're going to gear some articles towards everyone, so that there'll be some tips out there that the beginner can watch, the intermediate bowler, the higher average bowler, and it's going to have content for all those groups. We're also going to really pinpoint some articles and give articles to just those different levels. So we're going to talk a little bit about what we're going to give to the beginner bowlers.
Yeah, we've done a series of articles recently for newcomers to the game or beginner bowlers. And sometimes we take for granted, if we've been bowling for many years, you know exactly what happens when you walk in the bowling center. One article in particular we've posted on the website, and it's still there, is bowling lane courtesy. I might have said how to find or how to follow bowling lane courtesy. I forget the exact title. But if you find it and read through it, I think you'll agree. Didn't we have a lot of good comments about that one, John? Mm-hmm. Just the simple things about when it's your turn, when you should bowl,
Sure.
What things you need to follow to be courteous with your customers, be ready to go. And all those little things, we're trying to provide information for people just getting started to cut down the time it takes for them to learn how to move into the game. We want them to stay with us and keep bowling, and we don't want to chase them away because maybe they think bowling isn't for them. So we're going to have a series of articles for the beginner, how to choose the right ball, or how to get a ball that fits properly, or it could be any number of things. And over the next year or two, you'll see a lot of information that we present, and hopefully some of it will work.
There you go. We want to also talk about one of our website features. We're going to do this every episode for now. Talk about things that you may not know exist on the site. And this week we're talking about drilling layouts. and we try to, on every ball on the site, tell you what the manufacturer's suggested layouts are.
Right, and for some products, certain manufacturers, what they'll do is they'll have a series of balls, and the layouts may be identical for that entire series. So when you go to our drilling layout section, you select the manufacturer. We have a really nice matrix there of all the manufacturers. When you select the manufacturer, you may see, for example, Brunswick. Brunswick may say symmetrical ball layouts. Their suggested layouts are the same for all the balls that have a symmetrical core. So we'll list what those balls are and then give you pictures. You can use those, if you're having us drill the ball, you can use those as research first to tell us what layout you want us to use. I know I get emails all the time about my pro shop wants to know what layout I should use, so the pro shops are leaving it more into your lap because the customers are more informed now. So you can look there, you can see some manufacturers go into a lot of detail. They tell you what players on their staff prefer that layout. They tell you the lane conditions.
Rev rate, ball speed, things like that. And I think all that's very useful. A little bit of research and a little bit of time on your part, looking through what we offer on the site, can help you narrow down your choices for layout patterns or drilling layouts for the next ball that you're considering purchasing. And we hope it's with us at bowlingball.com.
Definitely.
All right, this episode is brought to you by shoebuy.com. Shoebuy.com is the world's largest site for shoes. They have over 750,000 products from 950 of the top name brands in all sizes, widths, and colors for men, women, teens, and children. Shoebuy.com customers enjoy free shipping both ways on U.S. orders, and Talk Bowling viewers can save 10% on their order by entering the promotion code TALK during checkout. Help support us by supporting our affiliates.
Nicely done.
Alrighty.
Go for it.
If you want to contact us,
If you want to contact us, you can contact us at questions@talkbowling.com. You can comment on any of our episodes. This is episode 72, but you can comment on any of them. We always see those. Or you can contact us via Twitter @talkbowling.
yes, and when was the last time you were on Twitter? Forever ago. Don't worry, I monitor that.
I read through tweets, though. I just don't make tweets.
I don't tweet anymore.
Right,
And we'll answer your comments too about any of the articles we put
Correct.
up on the site too. We'll try to respond and get some dialogue going if you want. Our object is to help you get all the information you're looking for.
Definitely, and you'll see responses from Rich. If you have articles if you have comments on the articles he writes, he'll comment, and you'll see comments from some of our other staff guys in the office.
Sure.
Here.
We're not perfect, but our hearts are in the right places.
That's right.
Yes. We are helping bowlers be better bowlers.
Oh, I like that.
And in closing, please remember that bowlingball.com is free shipping on every item every day. No hidden handling fees, no packaging fees, no added insurance fees. The price shown is the price you pay at checkout. No surprises.
That's right.
Thank you very much for watching.
Thank you.
See you next time.